Good afternoon and welcome to Connections. And I'm your host, Pastor Kevin McGee of the Victory Temple Church of God in Christ. You're listening to us on IntellectualRadio.com. You can also listen to us on iHeartRadio. Connection is a show designed to keep you connected and network to those in the community who are making impacts. So get ready because your connection is now established. And if you wish to become a Connections advertiser, please reach out to me at bishop1915@gmail.com or inbox me on Facebook. And if you want to host your own show here on Intellectual Radio, inbox me and I can help to direct you. Listen. Those of you that's in the market for a home, in the market for investment properties, reach out to me and Keller Williams Success Realty. We can help you with all your real estate transaction needs. All right, today it's a special treat. If many of you realize I'm back in the studio, y'all. I'm here. I haven't been here for a minute, but I'm here. There's a special edition of Connections going on today. This is our business spotlight. And today we have on Connection Lauren and Tippy Stennis, and they are the owners of Limitless Dreams Events. Listen, we believe in promoting businesses, especially Black-owned businesses, especially in this day and time. Listen, we just had a blackout on yesterday of all the businesses that does not support DEI. Listen, my thing is, let's spend our money with Black-owned businesses. Let me before I introduce them, let me say this. Black America, we spend $1.4 trillion in businesses, shopping, all of our money in consumer transactions. Let's pull that $1.4 trillion. Let's redirect it to Black-owned businesses. All right. So we're excited about having you guys on the show. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Good to have you. Brother Long, pull that mic up close to you right there. Yeah, you go right there. Thank you. It's good to see you all. And Tippy, I've known you for close to 40 years.
Yes.
She is, as everybody knows me, I push the Whitney Young Dolphins, and she
Thank
is
you.
a Dolphin.
Yes, I am. Class of 85.
She is a Dolphin, class of 85.
Yes.
One of the best classes to come out. And
Yes.
we just thank God for both of you.
Thank
And
you.
you have this wonderful business that we're going to talk about in just a second. But I want to welcome you to the show.
Thank you.
I'll congratulate you on your business.
Thank
Now,
you.
you all can't see, but this is the only business owner I've had on this show that has a camera crew that follows them. Let me tell you, listen, these are not no punks, y'all. And I didn't use the proper grammar. They ain't no punks. All right.
Yes,
Listen,
we did.
you have to see yourself in excellence if you want people to take you with the spirit of excellence. And when the way you feel about your business, listen, you've got to push it. If you need a camera crew, if you need a promotional team, if you need content creators for your show, do it.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
First of all, let's get a little background on you two.
Okay.
Tell us who are Lauren and Tippy. Tell us how you met, how you got together, and then how did this limitless dreams event come about?
Well, it all started way back in November of 2001.
Come up a little closer. Yeah.
When I first laid eyes on her. 2002. I stand correct. Sometimes I need her for support. And, we had a casual encounter. And we were both at a party together. And the chemistry was just right. I saw her walk through the door. And from that moment, I decided I wanted to be with her. And I pursued her. And, we had to get out of a few, different entanglements. But hey, at the end of the day, here we are right now. So,
all right.
That was it.
All right, now give us your perspective. When you saw him across the room, did your heart go pitter-patter?
I didn't see him at first. But once we started dating, everything came together. So it took a minute, but it was worth it.
All right. Give me a little bit of your background. I know, Tippy, you were the popo.
I was.
You were the popo.
Yes.
And I remember, I think the last time I saw you, I was over there on Harrison and Kesey. Actually, I grew up right around the corner from there. And Maurice Miles from
Taco
Whitney Young
truck.
had his
Jerk truck. Yes.
jerk chicken truck.
Yes.
And that was one of the spots. And I came in, I saw you,
Mm-hmm.
and you were the popo. Lauren, what were you?
I've always been in transportation. I started out as a messenger for Chicago Messenger, driving my car. And from there, I transitioned into driving vans, owning my own messenger service. And to this day, we actually co-own a trucking company right now called 4K Logistics / Invictus Logistics. So,
All right.
We just continue to grow. We put forth an effort to say, this is what I've been doing for 38 years. I don't know anything else. I might dabble into something else, but my heart is in trucking and transportation. So that's kind of where I'm at.
So entrepreneurship is in your blood.
Oh yeah,
You meant to be your own boss.
Yeah, I can't work for somebody. That's the problem. I'm disobedient, and I don't take authority very well. So
He doesn't.
Well,
how it is.
Be like my mother used to say, now if you can't follow the rules, you need to get your own house.
It's time to go. It's time to go.
So then you all got together, got married,
Mm-hmm.
and fast forward, you've been married how long?
Almost 14 years.
14 years.
Yes.
How did Limitless Dreams come about?
Well, I started out planning trips for friends and family, and I found that I had a love for organizing and planning events. And then I started to do events, but I was still working full time, with CPD. And so I just retired in November, and I decided that I wanted to do this full time. And so I cut my ribbon June 23rd out in Lisle. But I got the name because when Lauren and I got married, he had 2 girls. Their names started with L. I had 2 boys. Their names started with D. And so I put the names together to honor the kids because we don't have any step children. We just have sons and daughters. We don't consider any of them. They're all ours, all 4 of them. And so we put the name together to honor the kids.
Awesome.
Mhm.
I like that. And if you find, we're finding out, especially in this day and time, when you're bringing blended families together
Yes.
or families to blend them together,
Yes,
that whole step thing goes out the water.
exactly. Absolutely. Yes.
It's just like half brother, half sister.
Mhm.
Half your
Yes.
brother and sister.
Exactly. That's it. That's
know,
all.
And
Mhm.
So Limitless Dream Events.
Mhm.
Tell me what exactly, if I want to come to you and hire you guys, what am I getting?
So first you have to decide where you would like to have your event. Of course, we would rather that you have it at our space, but I also go out and set up. If you choose another venue, I can set up for you there. If you want to have something at your home, we set up for you there. We come to you, we rent the tables, the chairs, the tablecloth, whatever you'd like to use at your home, whatever you'd like to use at a different venue. If you set up with us, it's all in one. All you have to do is come in and sit down and be a guest. You don't have to do anything. We take care of everything for you.
So basically, so you're more than just an event space.
Yes.
You're an event planner.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if they use your space or not.
Exactly.
You will go anywhere to plan their event, and
Absolutely.
that's what's different.
Yes.
And a lot of time we see event space, whatever we
Mhm.
thinking.
Mhm.
You have the venue where we can come and have our party, have our
Yes.
get together,
Yes.
and we just pay you the dollars,
Mhm.
and we just use your space.
Mhm.
But you taking it up a notch and
Yes.
say, listen, let us plan your event,
Mhm.
whether here or wherever it is.
Yes.
If it's an outdoor wedding, if it's an outdoor thing,
we got you.
got you.
We got you.
And
Yes.
see, and that's what takes. I see why you have a
Mhm.
production crew behind
Yes.
you, because that takes everything to
Yes.
another level.
Yes.
And so those of you that's watching, again, please like and share today's show. But those of you that's watching, let's patronize this service, this Limitless Dreams, because I've seen event spaces. My mom used an event place not far from here, and it was a nice space.
Mhm.
But when I look at the money that she paid out, I'm like, okay, could have had a little more to it. If
Yes.
you're gonna spend money and get top-notch service,
Absolutely.
especially when it's coming from people who look like us.
Yeah. Exactly. Absolutely. It's extremely important because when you go back to look at your photographs, you're gonna want quality photographs. And that's why I tell my brides, when you have your wedding, whatever you skip on, don't skip on your photos. Cut your meal down, cut your guest count down. Don't cut your photos because you can always go back and look at those. I've had brides that tell me, Tippy, I just want to come in and sit down and be cute. Okay, that's absolutely fine. You don't have to worry about the details. I have that. I have some people that want to be involved from start to finish, and I work with them on that. I have brides that may not have a large budget. I work with them on that. So we do it all.
I could have used you about 35 years ago because my wife, when we had our wedding, we had my wedding was at that time. My home church was the Metropolitan Baptist Church.
Mm-hmm.
She had, let's see, I had 10 guys.
I saw your
She
pictures.
had, yeah, you saw, she had
Yes.
16 bridesmaids.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
We
Mhm.
had we had a church as our wedding party, okay? In essence, with hostess and everything, about 30 something people.
Wow.
I could have used you
Mhm.
then.
Yes.
And one of your sergeants is one of your former officers is watching. He said, "Yo, that's my sergeant, Roger Washington."
Hey, Rock is
Rock
a
Washington.
minister. Rock
Yeah.
is a minister.
Yeah,
Yes.
you know what?
Yes.
He came out of Metropolitan.
Oh,
He
did
was
he?
one of my young people
Uh-huh.
under me when I was
Mhm.
over the choir,
Mm-hmm.
and we've been together
Yes.
forever.
Yes.
He is now serving at the Freedom Church
Mm-hmm.
where our Father in the
Mm-hmm.
Gospel is. But yeah,
Awesome speaker.
that's
He's an awesome
yeah.
speaker.
He
Yes.
Roger. I think Roger gets it from me. All right, Roger, you get that speaking from me.
Yeah.
I'm the bigger brother.
He came to my grand opening, and he was one of the first to speak at my
That's
grand
good.
opening.
That's good.
Beautiful.
He's good people.
Yes, he is.
So good. Thank you, Roger, for tuning in. Too. Please share it out to your fellow officers. All right. So you have this event now. Are there different packages that people can?
We do. Some people may only want tablecloths and chair covers. Some don't want chair covers. Some may want draping, balloons, and things like that. So we have like 4 different packages you can choose from. If you just want to add one thing, we can do it a la carte for you. Some who book would like to bring in their own decorator, and that's fine as well. We'll be there for you. But our packages, depending on which one you like to go, they start at 800 and they go up to 1600, and then you will book the event space.
Okay.
So you can add the package, or you can just book the space, whichever you prefer.
And does your packages include catering?
No, catering separate.
Okay.
I am licensed in food sanitation.
You can cook too?
Oh, I love cooking. I am licensed in it.
You done grown since high school.
Oh yeah, I had to. But I have certified caterers. I have preferred caterers. As a police officer, I was not allowed to have a bartending license, so I had to, farm that out. So I've done that. But since I've retired, I may look into having it just to be on site, not to serve. But we do it all on site.
Now, how long has Limitless Dreams been in existence?
I started in 2016, setting up events, offsite, and I started looking for my space before COVID, actually in 2019, and it took a while. The zoning wasn't correct. I got a denial from the alderman, maybe. There was no parking. There was so many factors to consider. And finally, I was on Facebook Marketplace one day, and they had a space in Bellwood. And so Lauren and I went out there, and I didn't really care for the space. And so the gentleman called me back the next day. He says, "Hey, Tippy, did you like that space?" And I said, "No." He says, "I also have one in Lyle." So then after I found out where Lyle was, because I'm married to a walking atlas, we went out there, and there was an old daycare. And so we had a lot of renovations to do. And we ended up opening June 23rd of last year. Okay. So we cut the ribbon.
So you're in Lyle.
I'm in Lyle, yes.
I used to work in Lyle.
Mm-hmm.
I was there from 2000 to 2004.
Okay.
So I'm familiar with the area.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful place to be.
Yes.
A lot of wonderful backdrop. If you wanted to do something outside with especially around those areas with those business park, all those big lakes, that'll be a great back. I'm trying to help you.
Yes.
That'll be a great backdrop. So for those of you, go out to the Lyle area for your wedding and use those lakes as backdrops and let Limitless Dreams set up your dream for you.
I already have my film crew.
She has a film crew. I wish you all could see on the outside there of the studio. There's a film crew here. They're taking pictures and everything. All right.
Yes,
they might even let me get in on one of those pictures. I don't know.
They're all good with. They say they can't, Kevin.
Let me give a shout out quick to those that are watching up. Good to see you, Carl and Angelia Adair, Marion Coleman, Annette Harris. Good to see you. I was just on her show earlier this week. Mind, Body, and Soul with Annette, who is also an Intellectual Radio show. Joette Robinson, good to see you all. Okay, so now, have you run across an idea that was just too big for you to handle?
An idea for an event?
Yeah.
No, I have not, because I've been in it so long, and there's so many other officers that I work with that are also in the field. We bounce ideas off each other. Hey, Tippy, let's do it this way. Let's do it that way. Hey, I know a girl that has a space over here. They, because their wedding party or their event may be too large for my space because I'm capped at 156 people. And so if we go, outside, we still work together. So it never gets too big for me to handle. I just may have to call in other people that I know to assist me.
The reason I asked that question because I know someone who had an event, an
Mhm.
outdoor event,
Mhm.
and they did something I'd never seen before,
Mhm.
and they had live animals
Mhm.
all over the place.
Yes.
And I'm like,
With the
who
hay.
secures live animals for a children's event?
Yes.
Hay rides
The
and,
hay.
and horses. I'm
Mhm.
like, so now if I came to you and said, all right, Tippy, Lauren, this is what I need. I need an outdoor event.
Mhm.
I want to have some horses.
Mhm.
I want to have some goats.
Mhm.
I want to have this. I want that.
Mhm.
Can you do it? And how much is it going to cost me?
We can make it happen. We will farm those out. We get quotes from all of those vendors for you. We get the hay, put it out there for you wherever you like to be, and we would make that happen. Absolutely.
That's what I'm
depending on the
Yes.
horse now. I mean, if you want a filly, it might be a little difficult. But if you want an old gelding, I'm sure there's a couple of them that's laying around somewhere in somebody's backyard or
We have a
on
few
somebody's
lamb
stable.
and some sheep or
Listen.
something for you. We get it together. We're not going to turn nothing down.
Let me say
We
this
have it.
because I believe our very first real outdoor event was our wedding. We got married at the Odyssey Country Club out in Tinley Park, and we had an option of getting married on the inside, decorating the place, or have them decorated. But we chose to go outside, and we pretty much had our own hand, and she put her touches on it, our colors and everything. And then I believe that's when this real dream formed, that she wanted to be, an event planner and go out and just give back to somebody, because that wedding was something to see. I mean, it was beautifully set up, and it was a day that we were expecting rain, and we probably had a little mist. And then right after that, everything was just as remarkable as you would want it to be. So I think that, you might want to consider that. The next time somebody want to have an outdoor wedding, we can transport anything. It doesn't make any difference. I own 6 trucks, from box trucks to tractors. So it wouldn't make any difference. We can get it done.
I like that. It doesn't make any difference. We'll do
We're gonna
it.
get
We'll
it
make your
done.
dream come true.
We will. That's why we
love
say
that.
your dreams are limited.
I love that attitude. I love the mentality concerning
Yes.
this business, because it shows that your passion is truly in it.
It is.
Some people start businesses just to make money, but when your passion is in it, then money is a result, but you want to make people's dreams come true, because in making dreams come true, your dreams are also being made come true. And so I love that. I love the way you two just really bounce off each other, and support one another in this. And I like the fact that you got trucks. You said, look, we'll bring the animals in. Noah's Ark is on wheels.
Absolutely.
We'll get it done. We'll get it done.
Now, when you decided that you wanted to start this business, what kind of support system did you guys have? Because I'm sure just as you have people supporting you, you have some people saying, I don't know if that's going to work out. I don't know. Black folks and trying to do this stuff, it just ain't going to work. So what kind of support system did you have?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. With her, this is what she wanted to do. And all she had to do is turn to her left or her right. And I was always there, right? And I was probably the biggest critic, the first skeptic to say, you sure this is something you want to do? Dude, we saw hundreds of buildings. We saw hundreds of locations.
Yes.
We saw locations that she would look at and say, oh, we can't afford it.
Yes.
Then we saw places that I want them, like, you couldn't afford this, but you want to rebuild this? You know what I'm saying? It was so much. And I was probably the biggest downer to say, I don't think this is the time. I got frustrated a lot when she was, come on, baby, we're going to go look at this place. I'm like, we were here already. You didn't like it the first time. What made you think you're going to like it again? But she persevered and she continued. And then I backed off. I'm like, okay, you're not going to be the one that say no to her. Let her decide. If this is what she wants to do, let her do it. If it doesn't work out, at least she failed trying, right? Not to say, oh, we never gave it a shot and we could have done it, but we didn't. So So that I was probably her biggest one. We don't really let other people outside of what we got going on determine it for us. Yeah, we could take your ideas. I love your ideas. We want your input. But the ultimate decision is actually hers. I mean, I'm just here. I'm support, maintenance, janitorial.
He's the muscle.
Transportation, muscle,
The
whatever
muscle.
she needs, I'm there. It doesn't make any difference. While I'm working, if she says, hey, I need you to go out to the vineyard because I need some whatever, I'm in a 16-foot truck, a 26-foot truck, driving down the highway just to go pick up a bag. So whatever it takes, you know what I mean? That's my job. So I won't allow somebody other than me outside of what we got going on to tell her what she can and cannot do. I just won't let that happen.
Preach, man. That's
Yeah.
the way. That's where you got to be as that supportive husband.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah.
You know, and I love that because I'm gonna tell you honestly, when it comes to a husband and wife, and if that wife has dreams and goals, a lot of time we as the man, we can't see it. You know why? Because
Exactly.
we
Mhm.
see in logical terms what
Mhm.
seems logical to us.
Mhm.
And a lot of times anything outside of that, it seems I don't understand. If we can't understand it, we can't see it happening.
Mhm.
But women, they have ways of seeing far beyond
Yes.
what we can
Yes.
see. They look down the line while we're looking up the street. You know,
Mhm.
I don't see, I don't see them past the street
Mhm.
like that.
Mhm.
But see, the woman is looking
Yes.
4 or 5 blocks ahead.
Yes.
You know,
Mhm.
and then you said that you're the muscle. You're the one.
He lifts the tables and the chairs.
See, and that's our
That I
job.
need- that I
I'm gonna tell you
need.
something. Your name is now Bob. I'm gonna tell you what Bob means.
All right.
Okay, I'll tell you what Bob means. My wife has had several businesses.
Mhm.
She's, outside of her 9 to 5 job that she had. She was a Tupperware. She was a Tupperware salesperson. When she came home, no, it was my fault. I brought a Tupperware book home, and she knew the person who was the Tupperware consultant. And next thing I know, she's selling Tupperware. I'm like, oh, okay, really? Okay, so I didn't see it at first, but then I got with it. She became a manager,
Mhm.
got a vehicle and everything
Mhm.
like that. So then she started. After that, she started selling designer handbags. I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, okay. So I'm flying with her to New York to get all this stuff. I'm carrying everything. I'm like, okay. I'm actually doing purse shows for her.
Yes.
Okay. Now she is a Mary Kay director.
All right.
Got the car and
Nice.
everything.
Pink Cadillac.
And no, not the pink Cadillac. She hasn't gotten that yet. She's driving a silver Malibu right now
Nice.
because they have a whole fleet.
Nice.
And I carry boxes. I carry her bags. I carry
Mhm.
everything.
Mhm.
Wherever she wants, go upstairs, downstairs, whatever. go drop off this order. Go drop off this order.
Mhm.
And I said, you know what? My name must be Bob. And I said, because that stands for Beast of Burden.
All right.
That's what we are. And I went to a Mary Kay convention with her, and there was a place for the husbands.
Mhm.
And this one guy got up. He said, "Hello, my name is Bob." Now, I thought I made that name up. And the other person said, "My name is Bob too." I didn't realize
There's a lot of you.
there are a lot of Bob. So your name is Bob, Lauren.
I'll
Beast
take
of
that.
Burden.
I'll
That's
ac-
all we're
I'll
good.
accept that.
Listen, we'll
I like
carry the
that.
load. We'll do
I like
whatever
that.
it takes.
So that's my new name. Now,
Yes,
Bob.
yes. I
Not
like
honey, no
that.
more Bob.
Yeah. No more honeydew.
Bob. Hey Bob, when she call you Bob, you know exactly. See, when they say honey or whatever, you don't know what's coming. When they call you Bob, okay, what you need me to do?
Yes.
My other indicator
Thank
from that
you.
is, hey,
Thank
what you doing when you get off work?
Mm-hmm.
What am I doing when I get off work?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
My wife, before the show this morning, my wife said, "You know what? I need you to go to the city and drop something off." She said, "You got something to do?" No.
There it is.
All right. So, since launching the business, tell me, how has business been? Has everything been on the upswing? Have you had some downturns?
Oh yes. We launched in June, out in Lyle. It stayed a little even until November or so. 2 or 3 events a month. We took a downturn during the holiday, of course, which is understandable. It's always been like that. It's starting to pick back up now. So in the downtime, I work on holiday parties offsite. So just to ensure that, we can still pay the bills. Got to keep the lights on. And so I took holiday parties offsite. So I help out with Christmas parties and Thanksgiving parties at homes and things like that during the downtime. And so now it started to pick back up. I'm booking more baby showers now, engagement parties, Valentine's Day things. Looking forward to having our girls giggles and good time event for a Mother's Day for the ladies, a little cigar and casino for the guys for Father's Day weekend. And we're going to plan some self-started events so we can, keep it moving so people can come out to see the space.
Did you have any Super Bowl events?
I did not have any Super Bowl events because my cable package had not been installed with Xfinity. They I don't know why they keep having outages in the area, but they did. And so I wasn't able to do anything in time for that. So I definitely next year.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, football. Yes.
Advertising, in fact, that's part of my problem.
Mhm.
We try to put a package together so that we can, host weekly football games all day Sunday afternoon from start to, finish. Come in, food, eat, drink, enjoy the game all day long.
Get it up and
Unlimited.
running.
Limitless.
Yeah.
And
Get it up and running.
try to do the same thing for like March Madness.
Mhm.
So I'm putting the
Putting it
advertising
together,
package together right now for that. Maybe I might
Mhm.
miss this March Madness,
Mhm.
but I'll be ready for the football season. So
Okay.
look forward to something like that
Mhm.
because it's definitely going to happen.
Yeah,
And I don't
definitely
know how
next year,
large the
yes.
scale is going to be on,
Yeah.
but it's going to
Mhm.
be eventful, and
Mhm.
it will be something that I think we should be doing.
And don't forget the NBA championship.
Yes.
Oh,
You
Yes. Yes.
Even
Mhm.
no, man, I
At
keep
the gut.
personal teams out of this.
Please
I keep
do.
personal teams out of this.
Hey, well, you know how it is. At the end of the day, it's going to
Mhm.
be two teams playing, one team's
Mhm.
going to win. So
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I like that because you all can factor in any type of event, any
Yes.
type of special event, holiday
Yes.
event,
Mhm.
and you all have made yourself available to making those dreams come true. Now, when
Absolutely.
you look at the month of June,
Mhm.
July,
Mhm.
those are big for weddings.
Yes.
And I can imagine that your weddings,
Mhm.
productions are
Mhm.
probably, awesome.
Mhm.
I know a lot of people like to get married down there by the lake.
Yes.
I've seen a couple people get married on, on one of the Spirit of Chicago
Mhm.
or the Odyssey down there.
Mhm.
And so, it's going to pick up. But now, let me tell you, it's going to pick up. You know why?
Yes.
Because income tax returns.
Yes.
All right. People love to spend their money.
Yes, they do.
They're coming out of the winter. They're going to have a
Mhm.
coming out party.
Yes.
All right. Do a coming out
Birthdays.
package. This
Yes.
is what you
Yes.
do. Okay. You say Limitless Dreams event. Let us handle your coming out of the winter package. Let us handle your income tax refund package. All right. You're laughing, but let me tell you something.
Absolutely.
Some people have been
Yes.
indoors during the winter. They've been waiting to come out.
Outside. Yes.
Put
Mhm.
it out there. Just
Mhm.
the fact that you put it out there, people gonna
Yes.
say, you know
Yes.
what?
It's a
That's a good idea.
Good
but
idea.
the car dealers getting all that income tax package money.
And the TVs. And new big
Too bad
screen
we ain't running the
TVs.
used car lot.
Yeah,
Yes.
but let me tell you something.
Mhm.
Some people who already have the car, they already have the TV. They would just want to have. I just want to have a party. All right, I want to have a birthday
Yes.
party. I want to have this. I
Yes.
want to have that.
Mhm. Mhm.
My wife, she's gonna launch her relaunch party.
Okay.
My wife was for the past 3 years was battling cancer
Oh man,
and
Oh.
declared cancer free
God
as
is
of
good.
beginning of the year.
God is
And
good.
so she had been planning. She's
Mhm.
been planning her relaunch party for almost 2 years already.
okay.
Oh, yes.
Now, and her cancer was not as bad as many other people's cancer.
Yes.
And because she never stopped moving. I mean, she was moving and
Mhm.
shaking. The only reason you
Mhm.
knew she might have had cancer because she lost her hair. That was it.
Okay.
But she's been planning her relaunch party forever. She said, I can't wait for my party. And so
Mhm.
I know
Mhm.
she's planning around her birthday.
Mhm.
But I'm telling you, people are looking for a reason to party.
Celebrate. Yes.
So go ahead, put it out there.
Absolutely.
Income tax refund party. Let us cater
I'm
your
perfectly
event.
fine. Yes.
All
I'm
right.
perfectly fine with that.
All right, it doesn't
I
matter
like that.
how big the event
Mhm.
is.
Mhm.
If it's an event
Do
to
it.
be had, hey, we can put it on for you. Like I said,
Put it together for you.
whatever
Absolutely.
you need transportation.
Mhm.
Boom, we got it. You want us
Mhm.
to bring this in?
Mhm.
Don't worry about it. We got
Mhm.
it. Set it up, film it, have it done the way you want it, And at the end of the day, we just hope that you enjoy your event, because this is what you put on. We just help make it happen.
Awesome. You know, I mentioned that I've known Tippy for close to 40 years. We actually worked together in the library at Whitney Young. We didn't do a doggone thing. We should have been working. We didn't do nothing but sit around talking. So to see her that she's actually working now.
Sit behind the desk talking. Oh, it's time to go to class.
She's actually working now.
Yes. I had to do that. I had to learn to do that, especially with CPD as well.
Yeah. But you know, it's great that you have this this business going, because again, we need to have more of us doing things like this. And I'm not discriminating against anyone, but here's the thing. We don't have many of us who venture off into these areas. Usually we find people of other persuasions doing this, and they're making the money. We need to have our own people doing these. You can service the Hispanics in the quinceañeras. You can service everybody. You know, just because we're black don't mean you can't service the Hispanic quinceañeras. The Jewish bar mitzvahs. You can do it all. You know,
I had to become certified in all of those.
Really?
So I took the training in order to not violate any of their customs. So I had to learn all of that. I had to learn, you know, what each decoration meant to them, and not insult them in any way when you're doing it. So I had to learn.
Wow. I see. That's something I would have never even thought about. You know,
it's a training.
Bat
mitzvah, bar mitzvah,
a Hispanic, a Hispanic party.
Yes, it is a training.
Wow.
You have to make sure, because their 15-year, their quinceañera, it's along the line of a wedding. As a matter of fact, they spend more money on those than they would a wedding. And it can start, it can go as high as $50,000 for that event for them, and that's extremely important to those young ladies.
Wow.
And so we have to make sure we're in compliance with what their customs are. And so we had to take the training. When I took the training to become certified in everything, from draping to balloons to planning parties to catering to food service to bartending and those things.
Now, and you mentioned even with the Jewish bar mitzvahs, there's training involved with that.
You have to take the trainings to make sure that you're not violating any of their customs.
Oh, okay. Have you had to do any of the Indians? You know,
I have not.
Okay, because I do know Indians, and I'm not talking about the Native American. I'm talking about those from India.
Yes.
And I do know that even the Indians here, everybody has their own cultural designs and their cultural practices. You know. Did you have to become certified in any of our stuff here?
No.
For black folks?
that was easy. I grew up with it. That was easy. We know what we like. You know, they would just come and bring me pictures. Hey, Tiffany, can you do this? Absolutely. We can recreate that for you. But that's ingrained.
All right.
So I love it.
You know, one thing I found out, and because I'm a realtor, I have a client who's been trying to find a place to have an event space. One of the hardest things to do is get into a place where it's zoned for what you try to do.
Exactly.
And I've been working with her for about a year. And throughout the suburbs, she's really not trying to go into the city because she lives out this way. But it's hard to get into a place to be zoned for an event space.
It's extremely hard. That was one of my barriers. It took me 4 years to find my space. The zoning, it has to be recreational. You have to make sure you fall within that. You have to make sure you have at least one space for every 10 people you can fit in the space. You have to make sure that they're with less than 150 feet from the nearest residence. You can't take up their parking, basically. I've had so many aldermen to tell me no in that, because if you're on a main street and you take up too much parking, then the buses can't get through. And that would be their thing. And that would be their constituents complaining in the wards. And so I could not look in the city any longer. I am the only event space located in Lisle. It's just me. And the village has been very supportive And I'm very grateful for that. People come out. The Lyle Chamber of Commerce comes out to support me. They have their events there, and they've been very welcoming, and I'm very grateful for that. I'm located in a mall, so there's no problem with parking. My landlord is great about me moving around and things like that, having events, and everything just fell into place.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
And Lyle has a very eclectic or
Yes, they do.
diverse community
Yes,
base.
yes,
There's quite a few of us
yes,
in Lyle.
yes.
So you don't have to go to Lyle
Mhm.
thinking you're the only
Mhm.
one. You're the
Yes.
1%. No,
Mhm.
they
Good
Lyle,
mix.
Naperville area,
Yes.
Warrenville, all of those areas.
Mhm.
And it's good to know that you're
Mhm.
the only one there because
You
you have
know
no
that.
competition
No.
in Lyle.
Right.
And have you had any of the Lyle community to?
Yes. They've embraced me. They've embraced me. They've come out. They've held luncheons. They have networking events, birthday parties, engagement parties. I'm getting requests now for kids' birthday parties to have a soft play area. The little bouncy houses and things like that. So I'm looking into renting some of those. I don't want to purchase the
Mhm.
equipment because I don't have enough storage, number one, to keep that, and I don't have the parties often enough. But we can definitely host them just like those animals you were talking about. We will make it happen.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Now, how has your faith prepared you guys for this
Ooh.
journey?
um, God is good. Let me say that. God is good. When I first looked into Lyle prior to getting approved from the village, I had gone to one of those business pop up, with the banks and all that there. And I already had an account for my business at US Bank. And so when I went to the little pop up and I saw the gentleman at the US Bank table, just in passing, I said, "Oh, hi, how are you? I'm Tippy. I already have an account at US Bank." He says, "Oh, okay. Did you need a line of credit?" And I said, "No, I'm still looking. I don't have anything yet. I'm still setting up offsite, going to homes and things like that." He says, "Okay, well, just fill it out just in case." Okay, so I fill out the little application, I go back to work and everything. And about 2 or 3 days later, I get a call from Lyle to meet with the village. So I go in, I meet with the village. I'm sitting at the table talking to them. They're giving me their okay. It's perfectly zoned and things like that. And my phone was going off while I was at the meeting. Of course, I could not answer. And so I'm leaving out of the meeting, getting my approval. I'm excited because they've approved me finally. I got a yes. And I called the number back that had been calling me while I was in there. It's the guy that I had met from US Bank. He says, "Oh, Tippy, this is Mr. Manuel from US Bank." I said, "Oh, hi, how are you?" He says, "Can you be in Calumet City by 5 o'clock?" So it's about 2:30. I said, "Sure, I can be there." He says, "Yeah, come get your money." Okay. I go out to Cal City, meet with the gentleman at the bank. When I get there, he says to me, "My manager saw your application and she wants to offer you additional money
Hmm?
in addition to the line of credit that they had approved me for." I said, "Oh, okay." So I'm sitting there. I signed the papers for the loan. He says, "Do you have a credit card?" I said, "Yes, I already have the business credit card." He says, "Let me see it." So I give him the card. He says, "Oh, no, this is the old one. Here, let me give you this new one." I was like, "Oh, do I get this one back?" He said, "No, you keep that one too." I walked out of there with almost 3 times the amount of money that I requested. When I tell you I walked out and I hit my knees in that parking lot, just thanking God for it. It just all fell in line. And I was just so grateful because I had not expected that. But but I just think that when you're in line with God's plan, He blesses us. And I'm very grateful for His grace and His mercy and just waking me up every morning to do what I love. And this is what I love.
They called to offer you more money
Yes,
than what you
I
asked
did not
for.
ask for it.
Who does that?
I did not ask
Who
for
getting
it.
calls like that?
I did not ask for it.
We listen, Tippy. We know that you asked for this amount of money.
Yes.
We want to give you more money. That's not enough.
Yes.
In other words, what
She
the
did.
bank was saying, you're not thinking big enough. And that's one thing about God.
Yes.
God wants to
Only
bless
do
us,
it.
but we don't think big enough.
Mm-hmm.
We limit
Was
Him.
not. Mm-hmm.
I guess that's why the
Yes.
name of your company is
Limitless.
Limitless.
Hey, listen.
Yes. And I was listening because I'm a big listener of Joe Osteen. I was listening to Osteen one day. He says, "What's another zero to God?"
Mm.
And that just touched me. I'm like, that's absolutely true. What's another zero to God? And that's exactly what happened.
Wow. Wow.
He said, it's nothing. He owns it all.
Since we're talking about faith, are you all members of a ministry?
We are New Miracle Temple, 5455 West Division.
Oh,
You know, we're West
Williams.
Siders. Oh, yes.
Bishop
Williams.
Perry Williams.
Bishop
I got some
Williams.
friends over there.
Yes.
Sister Eddie
That's our
Williams.
home.
She actually used to be one of the teachers at our
Yes.
school. We had a private school, and oh man,
Yes.
you have Valerie Houston and all
Val.
that. Oh man,
Val's just booked
New
a 2-day
Miracle.
church event with us.
All right.
Yes.
You got
Yes.
the homies there.
I
All right.
do. I do. We do. It's our church.
All right. All right. We've
It's
been
our
knowing
ministry.
the Williams family
And all their kids.
and Mother Annie Cross and all of them.
Yes.
And Manuel.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Well, you got to remember, you came from that same area.
Yes.
The Crosses were, was it Manly High School? Some of them, and
Is that Russell?
yeah, that's where Russell went. Russell went
Yeah,
there.
Russell went there because actually
Mhm.
Russell taught basketball as a coach one year at
Oh,
our
did
school
he?
that we had years ago after he
Oh.
finished playing NBA.
Mhm.
Because I grew up down the street from Manly, and because I grew up on Polk and Kedzie.
Oh, you were right
And
there.
yeah, I was right there.
Yes.
Mhm.
Fire
And
station.
I remember when I got noticed that got accepted to Whitney Young. I'm like, I never heard of Whitney Young. I was going, and I knew my mother was gonna let me go to Manly, so I said I'll go to Collins. My mother said, "No, you go to Whitney." I said, "I don't know. I never heard no Whitney Young." And something
Yes.
happened at Collins.
Mhm.
I came back to my mother. I said, "I'm going to Whitney Young."
There you go.
And me and three of my other best friends,
Went there?
Terrence Anderson, Terry James, and Calvin Gass. We
Oh,
all went to.
TJ.
We all went
Yes.
to. Came from Bethune Elementary. Went to Whitney
Oh.
Young. We
Mhm.
never saw the light of day of Manly High School at all. My
Probably
sister
good.
graduated from Manly,
Yes.
but
Yes.
no.
Mhm.
And but yeah, we've been knowing. You know, when you're on the west side, you kind of
On the west
know
side, I was at
everybody.
Frederick Douglass.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Waller in Ohio. We were right there. Yes. And I'm kind of was like, I was like Whitney Young. Because, we knew Lane, but we didn't know. We didn't hear too much about Young because it was still fairly new.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll apply. But
But no,
okay.
we didn't hear about Whitney Young because
Mhm.
we didn't hear about them playing basketball.
Exactly.
We didn't hear about,
You didn't know anything about
you
it.
know about
Right. Mm-hmm.
what advice can you give people who want to enter into their own business, not necessarily events people, whatever, say, listen, I heard how you started your business.
Mhm.
What kind of advice can you give me about launching my own business and fulfilling my own dream?
Better be committed. I mean, when
Yeah.
I say that, I mean, it is going to be some things that
Mhm.
you thought you had planned for
Mhm.
and you didn't. Perfect example for me. I've been involved with these trucks for as long as I've been involved with. And you see them on the lot, oh, they look great. They running right. And the minute you put one of them bad boys out on the road, something major is going to go wrong. I ain't talking about an engine, but some $35 part that might not make the truck run, or $3,500 part that might not make the truck run. And you can put everything that you can into this. There's no turning back now, for at least for me. You know what I mean? I can't go sit in somebody else's office and work as a manager on a salary for $100,000 a year. That's great money, but that's no money for me now, because I know what my investment in my business has generated. And it comes and goes. It's ebbs and
It's up and
flows.
down.
So if you're not committed to saying, hey, I'm going to be here for the good times as well as the bad, then go work for somebody else. Go do something else. Don't even consider starting your own nothing, because if you're not committed, I mean, I'm saying there was days when, I worked 24 hours, 18 hours in a day, sleep for 3 and go back to work because what I'm trying to do, I have to do it. I don't have an option now of saying, well, I'll do it tomorrow, because it's me. I'm everything. I'm the beginning and the end of my business. And if I'm my only driver, I'm my best driver for the day, or my best driver until I can find somebody. But you have to be committed, because if you put one foot in and the other foot out, then you're never going to go anywhere. You don't know whether to go in or stay away. So if you're going to do something, if you're going to open your own anything, restaurant, trucking business, cars, whatever it is, you have to be committed. And if you're not committed, then forget it. Don't even bother.
And I think a lot of people, when they're interested in starting their own business, they don't realize they have to work harder You have to work harder for yourself than you do for someone else. And like Lauren said, you're it. Like, oh my God, I don't feel like going to work today. You don't have that option. There's been many days, I'm just recovering from the flu. There's been many days when I say, oh my God, do I really feel like going all the way out here? But I have no choice. This is my baby. This is what I want to do. This is what I said I wanted to build, and I have to get up and make it happen, some kind of way. So you work a lot harder than you would for someone else. And I don't think a lot of people realize that. I want my own business so I can do what I want to do. But unfortunately, that's not an option.
And they say that, my background is marketing.
Mhm.
One of the things they tell you that you have to, when you start your own business, you're actually going to work for yourself for about 3 to 5 years before you
You see the
actually
profit, yes.
start seeing that
Mhm.
money where you
Yes.
can just now say,
Yes.
hey, I'm making it.
Mhm.
Your first 3 to 5 years, you're putting so much of yourself into that business.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Lauren, when I think about you, now how many trucks do you have?
Right now, 6.
6 trucks. Are you the only driver? How many drivers do you have?
I have 5 drivers.
You have 5 drivers.
In fact, I have a truck waiting for a driver. I'm waiting. I'm interviewing drivers right now. I'm interviewing drivers. I've been one driver was rejected, but I think I could still keep that driver. And I got a couple of drivers. I haven't even met them. I just have their driver's licenses and an agency that's trying to send me, them to me. And I'm picky. I'm selective because me, like I said, personally, I don't get along very well with people that don't like what I do, right? Because this is my thing. And if you're going to come and work with me, you have to like it as much as you don't have to like it more than me, but you have to be as committed to this as I am. Because if I say, hey, you're going here to make a pickup and you get rejected because there's a hole in the trailer or the trailer is dirty, I want you to go in and tell that guy, listen, man, I drove all the way here. Give me 30 minutes to go sweep it out. Let me fix this. Rather than say, oh, you
Turn
can't
around
get the
and
load.
leave.
You can't have it.
Mhm.
See, for
Mhm.
me, I have to, because that very load can lead to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. That truck that's down right now, one of my major truck that I drive every day, has been in the shop for a month. So my night driver, I don't want to take no work from him. So I tell the company that I'm contracted with, just work me up until it's time for him to work, and then I'll trade the truck off and give it to him. And then I go home. So I've been going home pretty early this past month, but I've been losing money out of my own personal pocket because I'm trying to make sure that somebody that's coming to work for me is still getting what he came to work for. So, there's
that's
some
the thing.
sacrifices that have to be made, but
That's the thing. When you are the owner,
Mhm.
more of your money goes
Yes.
into it,
Yes.
especially in the very beginning, than what you're
Absolutely.
going to get out of it.
Mhm.
I used to, for me, I've had my own web design company,
Mhm.
and there are some things I had to compromise on
Mhm.
as far as just getting the business, meaning that I had to take it upon myself to do certain services pro bono
Mhm.
in order to get
Mhm.
the
Get
business.
it back. Yes.
And then when I look at even founding a church, I didn't inherit a church, meaning the pastor dies and I stepped in.
Mhm.
They already had everything established, bank account. No, I
Mhm.
built it up from the ground.
Wow.
So that means that that check that comes in order to my name
Mhm.
after I get, after the job,
Yes.
a portion of that has to go to the
There.
church.
Yes.
Right.
I got to, if nobody else comes to church, guess what? I got to go to church.
Mhm.
That's right.
Mhm.
Bills still got to
Yes.
be paid.
Exactly.
Insurance has to be paid.
Exactly.
And so
Mhm.
you put more into it than you really get out of it,
Yes.
but
Mhm.
the trade-off is because it's yours, it's fulfilling.
Mhm.
And like you said,
Very.
you got to be committed to it.
Yes.
Your truck might go down because if you have to put DEF fluid in there.
Mhm.
And
I know.
Yes.
see, I know a little bit of
Yes.
something about that. All
Right,
right.
right.
So
Mhm. Get that call in the
you
middle
go
of the
into
night.
limp mode.
Yes.
5 miles an hour because there's no DEF in there. So
Yes. Yes. You do. It's a lot, especially in the beginning, like you said, because you have your mind, body, and soul. Like, I mean, you're just all in, and then you have to find people that are like-minded. If it's not their company, they really don't have a lot of skin in the game. So, like Lauren said, they're not willing to go that extra mile for you because they're still going to get a check. But you have to make sure that you stay on the path. You got to believe in your vision. You have to believe in what it is you're doing. in order to convince others. If they see you wavering, they tend to waver as well. But you have to stay on the path that you know that you chose.
Okay. Now, if you were able, would you change anything that you guys have done? And would you was like, what?
Um,
Maybe I wouldn't have done it like this.
I don't think I would change anything. I think that I would be a little bit more aggressive in terms of saving more prior to starting, so that I wouldn't have to work so hard to get it up and running. Like, I wish I had started a little early with saving, but um, otherwise, no, I wouldn't change anything. I love it.
All right. And I think too, the path that you've gone was
Mhm.
educational.
Very,
Because
very.
had you not gone down that
Yes,
path,
yes.
it would not have taught you what
Mhm.
to avoid later on.
Still learning.
And I think that if everything goes well in the very beginning, you're
Mhm.
not going to learn much.
Yes,
I
No.
think you
still
have to have
learning.
some
Yes,
downtime
yes.
in order to
Mhm.
learn from some
Mhm.
mistakes,
Yes.
especially when you're dealing with business, when you're dealing
Mhm.
with managing the finances of the business, when you're
Yes.
dealing with
Yes.
managing those vendors that you have to
Mhm.
work with, because some of those
Absolutely.
vendors would overcharge you and try to take you rake you
Mhm.
over the
Oh,
coals.
we've seen some
You
of that
have no
already.
choice. They know that you have to use them, and you're kind of desperate sometimes to get it done, and so you have no choice. But it teaches you to pay it forward. You don't do others like that. And I've learned a lot. I'm still learning.
Now, have you found vendors that are also minorities or African Americans that you can
Yes,
utilize
absolutely.
and
Yes.
because sometimes
Hmm.
when we're supporting one another,
Hmm.
we get better results
Hmm.
than you have
Hmm.
some who are like, you got to have me, so I can charge you whatever I want to charge you because you have no
Yes.
other choice.
Yes.
And that's the
Yes.
whole thing.
Hmm.
We are putting more options out there for people.
Hmm.
When we get into business, we're
Hmm.
presenting them more options, more
Yes.
choices, and so that they don't have to be limited to
Hmm.
just using,
Hmm.
this company or this
Hmm.
company or this
Hmm.
vendor.
Hmm.
But the thing, we want to inundate the field out there
Yes.
by giving them more
Hmm.
options and
Hmm.
choices to
Oh, yeah.
use.
Absolutely. That
Yeah.
that that's a really good point, Kevin, because when we use them, from the DJs to the public speakers to the caterers or whatever we're using, when people come to those events, we pass it on. They bring your business card, and they've gotten bookings from events I've done because they like what that person did for me. Maybe their wedding or their birthday party, even if they don't have it at Limitless Dreams events, they'll still book that person, and that's what they're there for. The network that you build has to be strong, has to be tight. And I think that when we come out for one another, there's nothing we can't do.
hmm I as a realtor, I network with other realtors,
Hmm. Yes.
and I exchange business card, and I find out,
Hmm.
you know,
Hmm.
what real estate attorney do you use?
Hmm.
And I
Yes.
might get that information so I
Yes.
can trade off. In the
Hmm.
same way with
Hmm.
their appraisers and things like that.
Yes.
We trade
Yes.
information.
Yes.
So now, guess what? Now I
Hmm.
have some appraisers or
Hmm.
some
Hmm.
home inspectors that look
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
us,
Right.
Yes.
that I
Exactly.
can refer other people
Hmm.
to. I give people I give my clients options to use. I don't just
Hmm.
tell them go to this company, go to this
Hmm.
company.
Hmm.
No, I said
Hmm.
call each one and then find out if
Sure.
they're a good fit for you,
Hmm.
price wise, number one,
Mhm.
but
Yes.
then also service wise.
Hmm.
Let you make the decision. But at
Hmm.
least now I have more options
Hmm.
because I've networked with individuals to find out who they use.
Hmm.
Now I can present my clients with more options of different
Absolutely.
ones to
Are you, in
use.
Mhm.
fact, a real estate attorney yourself?
No,
Oh, well,
no. I'm just a
we
broker.
happen to know one
Yes.
firsthand.
My cameraman.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. By
Oh,
all
is that why
means.
you like give a
Yes.
thumbs up?
Hey,
Yes. A
hey, listen,
cameraman is my attorney.
we'd
Yes.
be getting beat up if we didn't at least plug it.
Well,
You
I'll
understand?
give him my car when we go off
Please
this
do.
online.
Yes.
But
Yes.
that's what I do
Yes.
because I have a couple of real estate attorneys I can
Mhm.
refer people to.
Yes.
But it's all about networking. It's all about helping one
Mhm.
another out and also
Yes.
presenting the best possible package to your
Mhm.
customer.
Right.
Mhm.
All right.
Yes.
So now, last question: what do you see Limitless Dreams in 2 to 3 years from now?
I would love to expand. Right now, I have 2,340 square feet that I seat 114 seated, 156 standing. I would love to at least double that space. I would love to have 200 plus. So once I get up and running like I really want to, and I'm operating consistently, above what I want, I'll start looking for maybe a bigger space. But the area that I'm in, the person directly next to me had gone out of business, and I would love to have that space. So I'm working. If not, who knows? Maybe a second location, maybe one bigger, one smaller. But I would
United
love
States.
to move. United States. I would love. I would love to move to a bigger space. It's my passion. It's what I enjoy doing. I love making people happy. I love having them celebrate, milestones and things like that. But I would love to expand. It's
Mhm.
my goal.
It would be good if you. I don't know if you remember Enchanted Castle.
Yes.
It'd
Yes.
be good to have a building like that so
Mm-hmm.
you can
Mm-hmm.
have
Mm-hmm.
certain things on site going
Yes.
on at the
Yes.
same time.
Yes. More than one.
And that's when you
Mm-hmm.
really talk about limitless.
Yes. Yes.
But
Mm-hmm.
I believe that because of your perseverance, because
Mm-hmm.
of the hard work that both of you are putting into
Mm-hmm.
it, you got the skin in the game, and you ain't
Yes.
trying to lose your skin.
Not at all.
You're trying to make
Not at
money,
all. I
and
am.
then now have your children come in to help with this.
Um, my well, my boys don't live here. They're both in Indiana.
Okay.
We have one of the girls is on CPD. The other girl is a paramedic. They help where they can. They're more than willing to come and help out, help set up, when they can. But they have busy lives, and that's fine. I get it. So
Okay.
we're gonna do what we need to do.
That's when you rope the grandkid. Look, y'all
Yes.
come on here.
Well, the oldest
work
grandkid is
granny and
4.
grandpa.
We gotta wait till he's a little older. He's just 4,
Yeah,
but we'll get them. Yes,
the-
absolutely.
The thing with
So-
incorporating the kids, though, when it's something major like her grand opening, we had
They were
all
there.
hands on deck.
They were there.
I mean,
Yeah.
everybody
Mhm.
was
They were
there.
there.
And the beauty of
Mhm.
having a planning company, basically what she has, is you're not limited to a space,
Mhm.
because our oldest daughter she's a hellified makeup artist.
Mhm. Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
she's on Facebook, and she
Yes.
she does her own thing. And when she mentioned about the space next door,
Mhm.
because my vision was to say, okay, let's take it and make it into a spa. She could do
Dance floor.
dance floor slash makeup, spa. There could have been some massages going
Mhm.
on. It could have been some pedicures and all that, as well as
Talk about it, Lauren. Come on, man.
I mean, on-site makeup artist. I mean, this young girl is phenomenal.
Awesome.
She
When I tell you
is. She
she's
is.
phenomenal.
She's awesome.
So
Awesome.
my
She is.
dream is to, just step out the way and let her have this space to do what she wants. Because when she said she went into the bank and they was, giving her more money, I was trying to tell her, find a bigger space. You know what I mean? If you can see it, it could be done,
Mhm.
right? But this is her thing. I didn't want to, take it over, because with the trucking business, she's supportive. Just, hey, do what you need to do. I'm here if you need me. So
Mhm.
I'm trying to turn that same
Mm-hmm.
idea, to her,
Mhm.
but I get what I get sometimes, and I'm like, hey, why are we limiting ourselves to this? Why don't you go for this bigger space, right? Because you can put more people in here. She said, baby, if I have an event that's only going to host 30 people, it's the same. It don't make no
Charge.
difference.
Right.
Mhm.
If it's going to host 30 people, if it's going to host 40 people, it's going to,
Same.
at the end of the night, it's going to be the same.
Mhm.
So
Gotcha.
I had to back down a bit, because I'm thinking, okay, let's go get this great big old space
Mm-mm.
and do what we got to do with it. But
Yeah.
that's why she called it limitless. So
Limitless.
Yes.
Well, I
Absolutely.
definitely thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you
Listen,
for having
we're gonna
us.
have you back because I want to see, we'll look at maybe a few months from now to see how it goes, and
Thank you.
I need to find out who at the bank, because I need them to call and say, look, Pastor McGee, we want to give you some more money. You want X amount of
Absolutely.
dollars, we want to give you twice that amount.
Yes,
All
he
right,
did.
I need to
God
know
is
who to
good.
talk to at the bank. All right.
Yes, he did.
But we thank God for you being on our
Thank you.
show.
Thank you.
And we'll be looking forward to hearing more about limitless dreams in the very near future.
Thank you.
And again, thank everybody that's watching us today on Connection. Listen, we're making preparations to bring Connection back on the air on a more regular basis as we were before. But listen, if you want to become a sponsor with Connection, please, we have packages that are available that you can sponsor your business, your event, or whatever you want. Very affordable. Reach out to me at bishop1915@gmail.com, or you can inbox me on Facebook. And feel free to stop by the Victory Temple Church of God in Christ every Sunday from 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. We roll early, y'all. We're located in the Community Presbyterian Church building at 2000 West Roosevelt Road in Broadview, Illinois, on the corner of 20th Avenue and Roosevelt Road. Come on out and be with us. And thank you for connecting with Connections right here on IntellectualRadio.com.
Now, come on, souls. I think we need to break it down. What we talking about? Verse 1.
I'm not looking for another service to jump and shout, and then I'm through.
Nope.